Hey everybody, this is David Skrika. So this is our stock chart of the day for today, which is I think August the 9th, 2023. So it's Penn. No position in anything mentioned here today. Penn always has a special place for me though, because they bought Barstool, and Barstool visited me in the Bahamas just over 3 years ago, right when COVID was starting, and that's about when the deal got done too. And stock really hasn't done much. It's had a wild ride, but actually, if we go look at a 5-year chart here, see in the stock, it was basically stuck around 20 for 2019. We're starting to move up. Then they did the Barstool thing, doubled in price to about 40. That's about when they did Barstool here, mid 20s. Collapsed during COVID, came back. I always kick myself because when Penn was, I was waiting for it to get to $2 and went to $3, $4. That's why sometimes you just have to get in, even if you are averaging in, you only get in one of your tranches. Then it went all the way up to $130, and then had fallen recently to almost back to 20, and today it's going to be about 29 with the open. So really, it's like a lot of movement. 20 to 40 to 3 to 130 back to almost 20, but it really, you kind of look at it, kind of stayed between 20 to 40, this range, and 30s right smack in the middle of it. So the deal is for $2 billion. Portnoy buys back Barstool. I think what really happened is Penn realized Barstool. I love Barstool. Like I said, they visited me, but I think the Barstool just did not have the sway to really get them into online and get them, the ball rolling for them for online betting. So ESPN obviously is the biggest name in sports, part of Disney. They can do it. What's interesting is if you go look at the 20% gain pre-market, Penn has a $3.8 billion market cap. So that comes roughly, about 800 million to 900 million increase in market cap, so roughly $1 billion. And Disney has a $1.6 billion market cap, and they're up 1% pre-market. So really, it's kind of almost giving $1 billion in each side, and the deal's for $2 billion. So obviously, it does probably more for Penn than it does Disney, but I find it interesting because that tells me that Disney wants to do more deals to diversify, and that's where I come back to one of the holdings I have that through another company. Disney has a large holding a streaming service, and streaming and gambling are probably two things that Disney really wants to get into it on the sports side, on the ESPN side. So ESPN is going to need something like that because its viewership has been declining. I think one issue with Barstool is, like I said, even though I'm a Barstool fan, Barstool is very irreverent. It is politically incorrect. And I think that scared away some of the regulators. Remember, when they give these gambling licenses, they don't give it to everyone, state by state, just like, marijuana is the same way. And I think Penn didn't get some deals, maybe because they were associated with Barstool. And of course, ESPN has kind of embraced woke culture. So I think ESPN gives them, and as a bigger name. So like when they're going to get a gambling license in a larger state, and maybe a liberal state, I think that really helps Penn here going forward. And online gambling is really one of the growth industries for this casino stocks. Vegas and even some of the other casinos, it's kind of stalled out a little bit. So I think online gambling is kind of where they're going to make their money. So, there's our stock chart of the day. It's the Penn takeover. Not everything is going to be macro every day. It's the Penn takeover of ESPN. And it's just like one of the wildest charts. This is on a log scale. Let's put it on a linear scale where you can really see it. You see this that classic parabolic curve. It collapsed. All parabolic curves do collapse. Remember that. And I think one reason Portnoy might have just kind of bought back his interest is that, I think after this huge move post-COVID, he probably, I don't know if he sold, I haven't checked the insider filings if he sold any stock when it spiked. But probably as the stock kind of came down the last year or two and was stuck in that, 20 to 30 range, he probably was like, you know what? I'm not going to get as rich off this stock as I thought. I might as well just get my business back. And I think it was also hindering Barstool because they had to be a little more politically correct. Being part of Penn, being part of an NYSE listed company, being part of a company, I know that they couldn't say anything negative about gambling, etc. So anyhow, Penn kind of gets a larger partner with ESPN. And look, I'm not really interested in the stock as a short or a long. It's actually gotten a lot cheaper now. And this gives it obviously a little more upside. But again, I believe in that those parabolic curve charts, and it probably needs a little more kind of basing in that 20 to 40 range before we see a big breakout. And when it comes to those maximum pessimum plays, I like to see stocks drop 90 to 95%. And with a 140 intraday high on Penn, 90% puts it at about 15 a share, and 95% puts it at like, half of that, like 7 to 8 a share. So that's probably when I would, if we did see a bear market in markets, it'd probably go there. But anyhow, there's our stock chart of the day for today. And the next two are going to be kind of interesting. They're macro plays for Thursday and Friday. I'm actually going to do them here Wednesday morning. Because sometimes I like to get these things out of the way, and then boom, I can concentrate on other work. And they don't take a long period of time. And these are not time sensitive charts as well. Everybody take care, and there you go.